The Woodlawn Cemetery, repository of the largest and finest collection of funerary art in the country, was designated a National Historic Landmark in 2011. Bestowed by the National Park Service, this honor recognizes the nation's most historically significant properties and places the cemetery on a rarefied roster of fewer than 2,500 sites. Only 20 to 25 sites are designated as National Historic Landmarks each year. Established in 1863, Woodlawn is an active 400-acre non-sectarian cemetery in Bronx, New York, an oasis in an urban setting. Over 300,000 individuals are interred on its grounds, and it welcomes over 100,000 visitors each year. Originally designed in the picturesque rural cemetery style shown on this map by J.C. Sidney, Woodlawn soon shifted to the landscape lawn style that became popular after the Civil War. Enhanced by a curvilinear road system, this approach emphasized unobstructed views of large, singular monuments on family plots and circular lots. The cemetery engineer's careful planning of these lots contributed to the visual impact of the ground's burgeoning memorials. First realized at the gravesite of Admiral David Glasgow Farragut, this work set an early standard for monumentation. Easily accessible from Manhattan by train, Woodlawn immediately became a fashionable resting place for the famous and powerful of New York City and beyond, including artists and writers, business moguls, civic leaders, celebrated entertainers, jazz musicians, suffragists, and more. Propelled by location, clientele, and unprecedented wealth, the cemetery became an outdoor showplace of distinctive masterworks, which included several of its own historic structures. The cemetery's unrivaled collection of artistically important monuments, including over 1,300 mausoleums, were designed by a veritable who's who of American architects, landscape designers, and sculptors. Prestigious design journals frequently took notice of Woodlawn's unique commitment to design excellence. Scientific American featured financier Jay Gould's 1884 Temple Mausoleum by Hamlin Q. French, sited in the largest circular lot in the cemetery in both 1887 and 1892. And the most talked about memorial of all was the eclectic 1916 Egyptian Revival Mausoleum for Jules Bache. The records and plans for these exceptional structures and their related ensembles, meticulously preserved by the cemetery from its inception, were donated to Columbia University's Avery Architectural and Fine Arts Library in 2006. Close collaborations among designers, client families, and Woodlawn staff played a key role in the appearance of the cemetery's refined grounds and presentations. The Edward S. Harkness Memorial's Oval Lot and Chapel Mausoleum by architect James Gamble Rogers, landscape design by Beatrix Ferrand, and metalwork by Samuel Yellen vividly reflects the success of these interactions. Many of Woodlawn's mausoleums also have artistically significant interiors, decorated to provide beauty and comfort for visitors. The octagonal Renaissance Revival Harbeck Mausoleum, created by Theodore Blake of the architecture firm Carrere and Hastings, features vaulting by the Guastavino Company and windows by Tiffany Studios. The ornate Belmont Memorial Chapel, designed by Hunt & Hunt in 1908 to honor Oliver Hazard Perry Belmont, includes 5 stained glass windows by Maitland Armstrong, sculpture by Francois Tonetti, and an interior mural by William McKay. Alva Belmont's suffragist banner stands in a corner. Considered alone, the cemetery's collection of signed and attributed windows and mosaics is unsurpassed, including the spectacular John Lafarge window for the Lamont Mausoleum and the Tiffany mosaic in the Fonsstock family tomb. Landscaping plays a key role in the comprehensive artistry that defines Woodlawn, and specimen trees grace its grounds as well. The serene composition of the Strauss Mausoleum, a late example of Egyptian Revival design, is comprised of 3 structures set around a central courtyard. Many of the cemetery's most picturesque locations contain steep topography and exposed bedrock, ideal for designing memorial gardens in which the landscape forms the primary artistic impression. They often commanded a premium. The Constable Memorial incorporates a 1905 landscape design by the Olmsted brothers. The dramatic Untermeyer lot, nearly an acre in size, was landscaped in 1925 by Paul Chafflin and features a fountain, whispering wall, and sculpture by Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney. Sculpture has always played an important role in monument design, and this is particularly true at Woodlawn. Individually significant works such as Fortitude by Attilio Piccirilli convey deeply personal sentiments. A number of the cemetery's sculptures were exhibited by their artists prior to arriving on site. The award-winning Anna Bliss Monument by Robert Aitken and architect William Wells Bosworth honors those who were lost aboard the Titanic, some of whom are buried at Woodlawn. Sculptor Daniel Chester French, best known for the Lincoln Memorial, created a Woodlawn monument for H.M. Kinsley, owner of New York's Holland House Hotels. Artist works discovered in galleries were often selected for display at the cemetery. Dancer Irene Castle chose Sally Farnham's At the End of the Day to memorialize her husband. Woodlawn's custom memorials often reflect national pride while documenting the heritage of those at rest. Ethnic and cultural diversity is a vibrant characteristic of the cemetery, which has always encouraged lot owners to express their personal stories. A variety of faiths and cultural traditions is readily apparent at Woodlawn. Today, the Woodlawn Cemetery continues to serve the New York area by providing land, buildings, and settings for distinctive memorials and quiet reflection. It offers a full spectrum of burial needs, including single graves, community mausoleums, and cremation gardens. In addition to attracting new clients, the cemetery welcomes the descendants of its lot owners to take part and pride in the tradition of remembering their loved ones, contributing to mutual efforts to protect our National Historic Landmark property. Throughout the year, visitors also contribute to the rich community experience that is Woodlawn by attending and participating in programs and events, including a variety of tours hosted by the Friends of Woodlawn. Aiding these efforts, as well as its ongoing development, the cemetery is eligible for priority funding through several grant programs and partial protection from outside forces such as road improvement projects due to its National Historic Landmark designation. As a National Historic Landmark, the Woodlawn Cemetery takes its place among an illustrious group of nearby sites including lot owners Jay Gould's estate, Elizabeth Cady Stanton's home, Duke Ellington's apartment, and Madam C.J. Walker's mansion. Venerable New York City properties such as the Guggenheim Museum, Chrysler Building, Carnegie Hall, the Brooklyn Bridge, and New York Botanical Garden. And iconic national sites including Thomas Jefferson's Monticello, Hearst Castle, Marble House, and Churchill Downs. The Woodlawn Cemetery's 2011 National Historic Landmark designation recognizes the site for celebrating diversity, commemorating the accomplishments of those in its care, and respecting tradition by encouraging the creation of exceptional memorials that vibrantly reflect a broad spectrum of American history, heritage, and culture. We invite you to visit the cemetery to experience its past, present, and future.